What is up, y'all? Thank you so much for joining us. This is Mad Boxing, or the Mad Boxing Show, with your co-host Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Miggs, and here is my other co-host, or the other co-host, Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapachet. We have a lot to go over this show. There's a lot that happened over the last week. Some fights last night. This being Sunday evening recording as we record. Last night we got some fights on DAZN that we will get into momentarily, but there is plenty of tabloid shit we can go over, stuff that we can kind of talk about, and we wanted to touch on with y'all. So before we get into those topics, Andrew, what is up, yo? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Miguel? Just got back from Bakersfield. I was out in Bakersfield, California this week. My nephew Micah had wrestled in the state championships. So yeah, he went to day number 3. He made it to day 3, but did not medal. He didn't medal. Top 12, got top 12, but so still extremely proud. Yeah, that's it was his senior year, so it was a tough moment for him. You know what I mean? This is his basically final match for high school. You know, but they basically they do very good. Both of my brother's boys have went to state. His first son, my nephew Greg, he placed 5th, I believe, consecutive times, and then Micah now top 12. So my brother's got one more son. Watch out. He's got Ezra coming. So now we got the experience of both older brothers, right? Yeah. They're feeding this younger brother. This younger brother I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, that's how it is. Once they start getting the experience, you know, it's like you start knowing, right? They start teaching the younger ones, and they're already coming in.
He's a veteran, like, bro, and I don't know all the stats, but I'm talking like numerous trips to state, right? Maybe not sophomore to senior years, you know? I think little Greg went all 4 years. But they're consecutive times. So the little brother, Ezra, you know, he's got a lot of pressure, man, because he's a veteran at the state, and he's never even been there, you know what I mean? But he knows what it is, you know what I'm saying? He's seen the lights, you know? So yeah, it's just a good time for all of us. Unfortunately, he didn't get all the way, but it doesn't matter. I said, hey, I ain't never been 12th in anything. Fuck out of here. I'm happy. I'm fucking, the bar went up in my family, right? So I'm good. Yeah. Now my boys have to go reach for that too. Shit, get out of here. So they were doing good. So we came back from that, stopped at a casino. You know how me and my wife are. We're terrible.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We had to rent a car. We rented a car to go out to Bakersfield. Hey, shit, we went to the casino. Mom watched the kids. We had a night to ourselves. So we're good. Oh, yeah. Came home, watched Berlanga. You know, Miguel, I got to go. I'm going to go into that fight.
Please do so. Please do so.
I didn't see a lot of news on the web, man. Is he that hot? Is Edgar Berlanga really the chosen one?
You know what's kind of funny? He's got a tattoo on the back that says "Chosen." I thought his name was the Chosen One. There's no word there. There's no one there. It's just Chosen. So it's like, oh, Edgar the Chosen. Like, I thought it was Chosen One. What the fuck? But yeah.
There's 2 things there. It was either too expensive, and he was like, hey, I got to come back to get the rest done. Don't got all that money, or it hurt. And he was like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna change. Hey, I won't lie. I changed the tattoo one time. Hey, I'm not lying to Miguel. I had a big idea. Then I started getting it done, and I was like, let's change this big idea.
I can imagine Berlanga on the phone with the ring announcer, Diamante. He's like, hey, so it's not Chosen One no more. It's just Chosen. It's Chosen. Okay, Chosen. Cool, got it. So from here on out, Diamante, it's just Chosen. No. Oh, shit.
2 things there. No, but seriously, look, I didn't see a lot of hits on the web for him. There wasn't a lot of people. I didn't see highlights. I didn't see anyone even saying.
There really weren't some, other than the ending. Yeah,
they weren't. I don't know what's going on. Is it Eddie? Is it Berlanga? With Top Rank, he's doing fine. He has rappers walking him out to the ring. Yeah, he's on ESPN. You're doing fine there. What happened? Is it Eddie Hearn's platform has fallen off this much?
That's a possibility because we can even get into it later on about that damn, if you had a subscription with DAZN over the last couple of years, you might be entitled to some financial compensation because they might have had some sort of breach of information or some fucking shit like that, right? So maybe DAZN's kind of on the way down,
Christina is looking in to see if that is some clickbait stuff there. So we don't know if that's really for sure yet. Yeah, because I sent it to her. I was like, hey, go get our money back,
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Up to $2,500, that's legit, huh?
Miguel, I am not only, I don't subscribe. I don't just subscribe. I do the fucking monthly thing like an asshole. Right?
Oh, I do.
I didn't do the yearly thing and get the big old that's
does anyone
I'm just dumb like that.
No, I do that shit, bro. Like I don't it'll give me the there's times where like my subscription comes up with ESPN, ESPN Plus, I mean, right? And that gives you like the option of buying a UFC pay-per-view for X amount of days or months or whatever. I'm like, no, fuck that. Like what if I don't want fucking no. So I don't blame you, dude. I do the monthly thing. Yeah, maybe and when I'll say maybe at the end I'm sure it's gonna come out more. But hey, $12 or $20 out of my pocket at that moment, not $100 and some odd fucking dollars. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
That's so yeah, we can look at that. See maybe if that's legit, maybe DAZN is kind of in some trouble, but maybe it is the platform, because there's not a lot of hits. I will say this: he did look patient, which I kind of liked. You know what I'm saying? It shows a little bit more of maturity on his end, the patience, because he doesn't come out guns blazing. I think once that knockout streak that he had, right, that was like 15-0 with 15 knockouts, a 100% knockout ratio, like better be of. Once that ended, then it's like, okay, cool. I ain't got to be no more pressure on me. I ain't got to knock everybody out. So I think that's kind of the direction he went after he went the full distance with whatever opponent it was. But so I like the fact that he was patient. And I was in the process of like thinking, oh, wow, he shows a lot of maturity. And then he throws a fucking elbow. I was like, oh, what the hell, dude? Like there was a point where they were in a clinch, right? And McRory had him in like grabbing one of his arms or something. And he like throws a fucking like elbow, right? That's like, oh, dude, everything I was thinking about how much he's maturing went out the window real fucking fast.
I know.
I was like, dude, damn it. Because, he has bit someone before and they did mention it during the broadcast, Sergio Mora and them. But I was like, okay, I like the fact that he's a little bit more patient. He's a little bit more methodical. A couple of things, he's still kind of his emotions get the better of him, right? And he goes a little while sometimes, and he's done it before, especially with that elbow that he did during the fight. And it wasn't really a hard elbow. The elbow was already there. It was just him fucking pushing it, right? So it wasn't that bad. There were a couple of low blows that McRory was complaining about, even to the referee. He's like, dude, what the fuck? That's like twice. Come on now. He got some warnings, but it wasn't nothing beyond that. And he checked himself. Berlanga checked himself before anything got too out of hand. And the referee did a pretty good job of not being too involved, but still like giving stern warnings to where like he's not part of the show. So I like the direction Berlanga was going up until those couple of incidents. But he showed a little bit of improvement. He showed that he wasn't just swinging for the fences every single fucking time. He was trying to set things up. And as a matter of fact, a couple of times he hurt McCrory to the body with a left hook. It was nice. You can see the veins popping out of his neck towards the end of the round. So I liked what I saw from Berlanga. I'm not going to say I didn't. I did. He kind of gets on my nerves when he gets on the ropes after we're celebrating. He's like, I'm a fucking monster. Like that shit really gets on my fucking. I'm like, dude, relax. You're getting there. Relax. So that kind of gets. I don't mind celebrating. Yeah, I don't mind celebrating. Celebrate by all means, but tone it down. Pretend like you've been there before, homie. But then, of course, the end result is Berlanga getting the KO victory or the TKO, whatever they categorize it. So I think it was within 6, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 rounds, whatever the case was. But he finished it. He did what he needed to do. It wasn't just a victory; it was a knockout victory. And if I'm not mistaken, I think McRory was undefeated as well. So there's another undefeated guy that he has taken their own. That's pretty significant. That's something. McRory at one point fought at 175 and then eventually came back down, if I'm not mistaken. I think they mentioned that. So he was a big dude. He was taller. And, little by little, Berlanga was able to chop him down. So I like what I saw. He got the victory. Cool. And he did it pretty impressively. He stopped the guy. He did what he needed to do. I think it was a couple of fights already that he hasn't finished the guy. He finally finished him here. Then afterwards, comes the everything else. He starts talking about fighting Canelo, of course. Everybody wants to win the Canelo sweepstakes. We get it. Everybody's in that damn bingo thing, or just want to fucking pull your name out of the damn hat. But I mean, I will say this:
it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but it's not gonna happen.
Too many options.
Too many
options.
Who?
Canelo.
Okay,
Canelo.
gotcha.
He's got too many options. Look, first off, before we get too far, I gotta tell you how I feel about the fight.
Oh yeah, please do.
I didn't like it.
No,
I didn't like it.
Okay.
Listen, I'm trying to show my son, and I tell him Edgar's American, right? He's from Puerto Rican, from the East Coast. Yeah, but he's American. Then he goes in there, and he's throwing elbows, and he's throwing low blows, and he did look like the young man was getting under his skin. And then they start talking about the biting. As soon as they brought up the biting, I was like, oh yeah, hey Junior, yeah, look, this guy. That's when you probably don't want to fight like this guy, right? I'm going to tell you right now, Edgar Berlanga is going to get in trouble in the boxing ring. Mark my words tonight. He will have a Mike Tyson moment. If they put him on a big platform and he is being embarrassed, he will bow down with a bite, with an elbow, with a headbutt, with a low blow. Punk, bully, right? Those are the words that come up when I see him fight that way. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not that way, but that's what you look like. That's what your actions are telling me. That elbow was a cheap shot, and he got hit. That's why he did it.
Yeah.
He gave him McRoy, gave him a good hook in the inside, and he comes back with an elbow. Like, are you serious right now? So, listen, Edgar. The way DAZN was trying to act like, oh my God, he needs a knockout, and that's the way to Canelo. Please, are you kidding me? He needs a title. He needs to fight another world champ or ex-world champ. I don't give a shit about the undefeated UK. Here we go, the same blueprint Eddie Hearn had for Canelo platform. What? This is his second white guy. I thought you were getting big fights. I thought that's why we came to DAZN. Top Rank's not getting them. DAZN has Canelo. DAZN has Munguia, right?
Yeah.
Where the fuck are these fights at?
Yeah.
Him and Jaime Munguia. Him and Jaime Munguia would be an awesome fight, Miguel. They probably could have done two of those. The first one would be that good.
Yeah.
Until Berlanga bites him.
Yeah, until he gets frustrated, which is possible, because you see he gets frustrated. He gets frustrated, right? He's gonna get hit. He doesn't seem to know how to deal with those fucking emotions in the middle of the fight. There's Diego Pacheco is another tall motherfucker who fights with I think Golden Boy. I think he's on DAZN, if I'm not mistaken. But he's on DAZN, basically same network, right? Same streaming service. So that makes it easier for the fight to happen. Another super middleweight who's tall as fuck. So it's like he gets hit. He's gonna get embarrassed. He's gonna get upset. He's gonna feel embarrassed, and because even when he got dropped a few fights ago, he kind of like punched himself on the belly when he was like on his back, like God damn it. He gets frustrated. All right, he's gonna act out. He's gonna lash out. You know what I'm saying? So he fights somebody like Munguia or someone who's getting the better of him. Yeah, that's just gonna go fucking. We're gonna get
It's gonna go south right away.
Or some shit like that. It's gonna have one of those like fucking riots. Floyd and Zab Judah type shit. Like it's gonna get to that degree. That's a good one. I'm glad you brought that up, because like I figured that he was gonna be in some sort of issue during the fight because of how he can't control his emotions. But you make a good point. He's probably gonna get in some serious trouble, because he's a good fighter, but he's not that good. He's not elite. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he already wants to fight the elite guys. And he gets the
Canelo. Bite Canelo in Las Vegas and watch what happens to your career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No way, dude. No. They would make a example out of him. You know what I mean? If you're on the biggest stage and you do something like that, you're Mike Tyson at that point. You're banned from the sport for life, have to come back and do it. And he probably would never even get to come back because he's not Tyson. He's not the chosen one.
No,
he's not. Look at last night. The fans were there. It was a small arena. But we all thought Berlanga was farther than this. Berlanga thought he was farther than this in his career. Has he been humbled, or is he now mad at Eddie Hearn? We're about to see that soon, because for real, he was supposed to already have been fighting for a world title under DAZN, not the second white guy from the UK or from Europe, where the fuck these Eddie's getting these dudes from. Don't care about his record when they're like, tonight is the first time he's ever been in this type of level of competition. The fuck? This is his first fight at this level. Cool. That makes me think this is going to be a real good fight. Then you look at his record, he has absolutely nobody, right? So who cares about his 18-0? 18-0 and 9 knockouts, and then they go, this is a test of true power. I was like, no, it's not. He's 18-0-9 against some scrubs. He has 50% knockout ratios against showcase fighters. That doesn't make you a power puncher going into the elites. Is Berlanga elite? He was supposed to be. When he was with Top Rank, he's a hot prospect, right?
Yeah.
With Eddie Hearn, he's unknown. I was very shocked. Look, I'm telling you, man. Those times you're scared to go to your social media because the outcome of the fight will be on there?
Yeah.
I went looking for it last night. Because, listen, I thought Berlanga was going to win this fight by knockout. That's not a shock that he knocked this dude out. He shouldn't have been on the ring crying after. He looked like he had won a world title. Am I missing something? This kid just won a world title tonight?
I think this was a title eliminator or some shit, because they gave him like the medal or whatever, the WBA. So now I think he's like #1 contender for WBA, which supposedly will lead him to Canelo. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, great, celebrate, but cry when you win the fucking belt.
Yeah, so there was just a weird celebration for him. But the point was, I went to social media to look for that highlight. It's not there. It's not fucking there. Now, did I search his name? No. But most of the time, I have enough boxing people on my feed. Soon as it goes up, if that fight went off, it's on my feed. Definitely. Not on my feed, man. So I was just like this. It was either a boring fight, he wins, no one gave a shit, or no one gave a shit.
Yeah, and or no one watching DAZN.
24 hours later, I'm going to say no one gave a shit. His market's not that big. Canelo's not. You're not even on the radar, kid. You're not. And throwing elbows and biting people isn't getting you any closer to that.
No. And if that's how he intends to get on the radar, it's not really the right way to do it. It's like, people have this saying. There's a saying of like, bad publicity or some publicity or some whatever the fuck it is, right? Like any publicity, even if it's bad. But that's not the way. That's not the way you want to be. Like, oh shit, Berlanga versus fucking Canelo, he throws elbows. Like, no, that's not the fuck. We don't want to known as that. So it seems to be going about it the wrong way, and it's starting to, even though everything is amicable between him and Eddie Hearn, he kind of is getting. I'm starting to sense that like that conflict the way like it is with Eddie Hearn and fucking Conor Benn. Like almost like, dude, come on, give me some fucking fights, right? And Eddie Hearn's just like basically, doing that carrot on a stick shit. Because during the post-fight interview in the ring, Chris Mannix asks Eddie Hearn, how realistic is a fight with Berlanga and Canelo? And he's like, yeah, it's definitely realistic. We're looking to get that fight. If we can't do it by May, we're gonna get it done in September, but we're gonna get it done in 2024. So it's like, oh, all right, well, you're gonna be probably leapfrogging a few people, but I don't know. That seems like you said, Canelo has a lot of options, and I'll give Berlanga some credit here. He's trying to go that angle of Mexico versus Puerto Rico. He's trying to get that angle going, and he said a few times like, "Oh, this is what boxing needs. We need like a Puerto Rican star." He's calling himself a Puerto Rican star, and a Mexican star, and they're gonna go at it, the way it is. That rivalry is gonna continue, yada yada. And he went in that direction. He's trying to sell it. All right, I'll give him props for that, but you're not the dude. I mean, for fuck's sake, it was him and Xander, that Zayas, right? That was in Top Rank at one time, and they were trying to be the next Puerto Rican star, the next Tito, or the next whatever the fuck, right? The next Cotto. And it isn't going well with him. Xander is going very well. So it's like he's kind of the redheaded stepchild at this point. He's the one that kind of fell off the bandwagon. Xander's still going places, right? He's still considered the Puerto Rican star, but not so much fucking Berlanga. But he's trying to come at it with that angle, saying like, "Oh, we have a Puerto Rican star and a Mexican star. Let's fucking do it. Let's keep the rivalry going."
Yeah. Listen, where was I going to go with this? Oh, they're only going after one guy. Edgar Berlanga, attached to anybody, is a decent fight for DAZN. You put him in with Caleb Plant, decent fight for DAZN. Put him in with David Benavidez, decent fight. These are all sellers in the boxing world, in the boxing community. I don't know what they do outside of it. Maybe Edgar's fans show up. Maybe the Puerto Ricans do show up for any of those matchups. Edgar Berlanga versus Munguia is a seller. Right? These are all action-packed sellers. What? Sure. Why the fuck doesn't this kid say, Jermall Charlo, you haven't fought for 3 years. I want your title, bitch. Give me your no, I'm dead serious. Like, fucking, what? The dude hasn't fought in 3 years.
Yeah.
Stop with the fucking, the kidnapping of the WBCs, holding that fucking belt hostage. Is there even a title at that division, WBC? Where you at, Suleiman? 3 fucking years?
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a WBC ranked fighter and having to tell your family and friends for 3 years how you're supposed to get a shot, but the guy's hurt? Your sport looks like trash. Your sport looks like a fucking second-hand, third world. Where do you guys fight in a fucking cafeteria type shit? You ain't major league. You're not MLB. You're not in 3 years. Does it take 3 years to get a playoff game off, Miguel?
No, not last time I saw.
Right? The fuck are we doing with this guy? Give him that fucking stupid title that he can. The Emiratus, is that the one where you could come?
Yeah. The one in recess or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, you could come back. Give him that shit already so he can run around Houston with that over his shoulder and feel special. And let's move on with the WBC at 168. And Berlanga should be saying what I'm saying right now. This should be coming from Berlanga. Berlanga should have said that to Jermall Charlo last night, not Canelo. Hey,
well, I mean, he becomes a mandatory for Canelo. I don't know.
He's a mandatory.
Supposedly, with the victory that he got, because they even put the medal around his neck. So, and he's the bigger money.
Canelo's a mandatory to 35 million, and if you ain't getting him 35 million, you ain't a mandatory to him. Sorry, Canelo chases checks. He don't chase mandatories. So you are not in the running for a Canelo fight until you can generate 35 million fucking dollars. I'm just being real. You know what I mean? Let's not bullshit. Oh, he's the man. And I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to DAZN. I'm talking to DAZN last night with that bullshit. Why didn't they call anyone else? What the fuck? Terrence, if you want to come to 168, try Berlin. Go anywhere else with this guy.
Sure.
To sit here and feed us that he's somehow, and then for them to say that Jermall deserves a shot over Berlanga, I'd be mad if I was Berlanga. How dare these fucking commentators bring out someone from another platform? This dude fights for the PBC and Amazon, and you're telling him he deserves a shot. If I'm the headquarters at DAZN, I'm getting all those commentators in the fucking room. Dead serious. You don't see ESPN doing that. You know what? The PBC deserves that fight, not us. No way.
Yeah. Let's give it to them. Let's give it to them. Sure.
He hasn't fought in 3 years, but Berlanga doesn't deserve this fight. Charlo has not fought in 3 years. Charlo doesn't deserve shit. He doesn't even deserve his title anymore. I'm sorry. The title's not his. I don't even know if he's a fighter. Bro, 3 years. Is he really defending the title? Is he really a champ?
No. And listen to this. When he came back, whatever the fuck recently was.
Benavidez,
yeah, right. It wasn't even for the belt. He didn't.
I know that's like, defending the title.
Dude? Jesus Christ! Like, goddamn, they're just giving them fights now and just like, just put the title away. We don't really need it. Put the belt away. It
was with the 147. Benavidez is 147. That was his best days.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that would have been a much better angle for Berlanga to be like, hey, he's gonna fight Charlo over me. Fuck that. Like,
yes.
I'll whoop Charlo's ass. Like, Charlo, come to here. I'll whoop your ass, and then I'll show you who really deserves that fucking title shot. So, yeah, damn, that would have been a much better, way better fucking angle instead of. I mean, I know he wants the money, and I know he wants the big payday, and he wants to fight the best. But he's definitely jumping, leapfrogging a lot of people together.
Let's try to get out to El Heyman and let him know that Puerto Rican Americans buy pay-per-views too. El, not just Mexicans. It's not just Mexicans. There used to be a huge fan base over there too. I know El knows. He ain't stupid, but Berlanga,
he remembers. He was back there. He was there at the time.
Exactly. Berlanga, Charlo, excellent fight. But I know your guy's not the favorite. He wouldn't be because of inactivity. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know if he could take a punch anymore. Jose Benavidez is not the Berlanga test. Berlanga gonna got pop. You seen the right hand still coming. It's crisp. He's got good pop. Body shots. He's got all that. And he's got an elbow for you. And maybe a low blow.
And low blows, yeah.
Motherfucker's Trinidad, Trinidad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just don't bite. Don't bite. I would say the trainer needs to tell his ass, don't bite. That's terrible. You have a fighter, Miguel. You got the guy when you have to tell him don't bite. That's the fucking guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah, for real. That'd be fucking. And Berlanga should play into that. He should wear that, put a mouse with teeth on his trunks, on his fucking jersey, whatever it is, right? That jacket that he comes out to. Make fun of it. Fuck yeah. But oh man. That would have been a much
I told you, Mike Tyson missed out when he didn't bring out a first aid kit after the Holyfield bite. They should have been a Mike Tyson first aid kit for dog bites and shit, dude. Would have been a #1 seller, bro.
Yeah. That would be some shit. Yeah, that's do what everything else. Do what Tito does. Hit the hip, punch the hip below the fucking, punch the ass, whatever.
Yes.
But it's that was really bad. And that elbow shit was not cool. And I don't think a point was deducted on that. I don't remember it offhand, but I think just a warning, a certain warning is what he got.
I don't know if he made $1 million last night. But there's so many $1 million checks out there.
I don't think there's no fucking way he could have. McRory, this motherfucker.
I don't. Hey, Golovkin was making 20. I don't know what DAZN's doing. I don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? They might $1 million. They might think that's a deal for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. There's so many big fights for him. There's so many action-packed fights for him. The names that we named attached to him are all him and David Benavidez, dude, that's a fucking barn burner, bro. These guys are going to go, and David wouldn't give a fuck. He's coming with low blows, too. You hit him low, and you don't do anything about it. Mr. Benavidez is coming back with the low blow himself, and now we got to fight. Caleb Plant slapped the dog shit out of Charlo, right? Mm-hmm. He's not putting up with no biting. It would be a dog fight. You know what I'm saying? Dude, these are action fights. What are we doing here? Just trapping ourselves to this one, sweepstakes for Canelo. Canelo's not even selling that good. Can we get people interested in this sport again?
Yeah, that's bad. It kind of. I mean, again, I don't know how legit is that.
Hey, look at
that DAZN is. What's up?
Look at what my cup says. You can't even see it on.
Right. Only something. I can't see what it says.
One and only. So he's the chosen one, and I'm the one and only, baby. Holy shit. My next tattoo.
Is it going to be on the back? Is it going to have a whole shoulder? One and only?
Hey, and doesn't it look like only one side shaded in? I swear to God, it looks...
It looks like an R. My dad saw that. He's like, "What does it say?" And I was like, "Kraken" or something. I couldn't get it. I saw the N. I saw the C. The H looked like an R, and I was like, "Croken? What the fuck is that?" Yeah, I couldn't quite make it out. But some areas don't look as equally as shaded. But I don't. He definitely isn't the chosen one. He's not gonna get. If he thinks he's a chosen one. I'm sorry, he's not going to get chosen by Canelo. Canelo's not going to choose you. Sorry, dude. He's going to choose somebody else. That's how it's going to end up being. So, he did his thing. He won. He got the KO, but and it probably went about it the wrong way at the end there. Huh?
It already happened, right? Is it just me, or has Canelo accepted the Munguia fight yet, or is that just a front runner still?
So far, that's the front runner. As a matter of fact, we can get into it right now because that's what we heard. That's exactly what we fucking heard. Because as of right now, he's I don't know what communication or what negotiations started to fall through because we've heard everything from Charlo himself saying like I haven't even got a call from Heyman and he's calling in drunk some fucking radio show or some shit. So he seems to be like slowly kind of drifting away from a potential fight with Canelo. And the word is now what we heard this week is that moving into the picture is going to most likely be Munguia. So oddly enough, we had originally thought it was going to be Munguia because that's what a couple of reports online said, and then that was like dispelled. That was proven to be incorrect because Canelo himself said it's going to be an American. Well, in a weird roundabout way, it's probably going to end up being Munguia now. You know what I'm saying? So it appears as though he is the front runner. Okay, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. We've been asking for Munguia to be thrown into the deep end already. I don't know if this is as deep as he wants to go. I mean, there's no deeper than fucking Canelo really at this point at 168. So, wow, if that goes down, holy shit, I'm down. I'm down for that one. I think I'd pay for that one.
It's an excellent fight, but look, I don't know. Oscar and Bernard need to be careful with this. I know they're trying to show everyone that they're the leading promotional company and getting their fighters huge fights, and they're absolutely correct on that. Mm-hmm. I thought Oscar's true promoter-like character came out in that Munguia fight when he's just hysterical on the side. He looks so happy for Munguia, because he knows the kid is scoring, punching it, a true punching of the ticket. You know what I'm saying? What I'm a little nervous on is that they're being used because they're Golden Boy promotions. Because now, all of a sudden, PBC is not guaranteed to pay Canelo fully. Oscar's going to take up some of that cost, right? His side, they have to come to an agreement. The money's going into a pot. Like, it's not just PBC. Like, look, this bullshit they're talking about, David Benavidez and them offered him 60 million, 65 million, whatever the number is that they're throwing out there, which is all fabricated. That is such bullshit, in my opinion. And I'm not even over there. And I can tell you, I know they're lying because your boss would have went with that fucking fight, right? Yeah, that right. It's just if it's a better fight that brings in upwards of 65 million to one guy. That's the fight they're going with. So they're just bullshitting there. The point is they don't have money to pay both of these guys. Heyman does. It is. Miguel, it's a lot of money, especially when you don't have an undercard signed. You don't have a venue signed. You get these promoters take in a lot. These promotional companies get these fights off. They take in a tremendous amount of debt, right? And then they hope the fight pays off. When Al Heyman's trying to write this check on his own in a company that doesn't have money. Let's not, and we're going to get into Tank, and we'll get into David's next two opponents that are going to be pay-per-view fights. But we'll stick with this one right now. He's taking on Munguia because he can't pay Canelo. And he called it De La Hoya, and De La Hoya and them were so quick to jump on it. Hopefully, look, Bernard and maybe Hoya work a deal where we're going to lend you a hand on this one, but you're going to start fucking working with us now, right? There's going to be some other fights we want to get done that we don't want any. Because Munguia is an underdog against Canelo, right? Canelo's going to be overpaid to be fighting a smaller Jaime Munguia again, right? It's all the big favors are in Canelo's pocket again, and I don't even know if there's any weight implications on this fight. I don't know anything about
it. Isn't even really official, so since it hasn't been official yet, there haven't been said anything about it. So
that's right. So he's got the advantage totally. He's getting overpaid for this showdown. Just wanted Oscar and them to be, I hope they covered their tracks. This isn't a one-time deal where Al's just using them. Sort of like the Mayweather to Canelo thing. You know what I mean? And Canelo was not ready for Mayweather. They rushed that fight to get him paid. And it obviously made Floyd look way better. And then he never rematches the kid, just runs off into the sunset. Back in the day, there probably would have been a rematch. You know what I'm saying? Like they would have somehow gotten that fight back together. It had maybe Canelo defeated everyone else 3 fights, and then they would have said, "Hey, Floyd, let's do this again." Floyd never gave him that opportunity. That was shame on Oscar for not getting that rematch somehow tied into your taking the O from one of our biggest prospects. The kid's fucking never been to the Olympics, barely a world champ, fighting the guy who's calling himself the greatest of all time, and you don't get a rematch at some point.
Yeah, well, we saw it again with Tank and fucking Ryan. You know what I'm saying? He just whatever start he had, he just gave away the fucking O. You know what I'm saying? And that is what you mentioned earlier, where like we would hope that De La Hoya would have learned and been like, all right, let's make this a 2-fight thing, or like you said, we'll help out PBC here, but next time y'all help us out. It didn't seem to happen there. It's just
not
like,
dropping 5 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. No rehydration shit or whatever the fuck it is. It's just like, please no, let's not do that. So I'm hoping we can get something going off like that with Munguia and Canelo. Nothing yet, of course, this has not been official yet, so we don't know. If wait, yeah, I guess for all intents and purposes, it is. It is.
Yeah, and with them coming out and saying Munguia is the front runner and Ellerby and Al Heyman not having a response. Yeah. Munguia is the front runner.
That's true. Yeah, especially with like what you mentioned about like there's no response from fucking PBC specifically or anybody else for that matter.
Or Charlo.
So, yeah, Charlo. Yeah.
Charlo's not.
No, that's true.
Dead silent.
Quiet, man. Everybody's quiet on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can pretty much end. Chances are it's going to be here in Vegas, right? I mean, that's most likely where it's going to end up happening. T-Mobile Arena. Looking forward to that. Wow, we're going to get it pretty quick, right? I mean. We kind of calculated it last week or the week before, where it's like we kind of take a look at how long a training camp is, and we kind of backtrack from Cinco de Mayo, or what day is it specifically? The 4th? Is that what the Saturday that it lands on? I'm gonna pull up my calendar here so I can kind of like take a guess.
And Miguel.
Yeah, it's the 4th. Yeah.
Miguel, hello. Yeah. In our next, no, I know I'm saying we're being dumb right now. In our next thing, David Benavidez is already scheduled to fight.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah. He's already out of the sweepstakes. Yeah.
He's already. Oh, so they got Jamal left. Excuse me. They got Jamal left.
But I mean, let's be. If it's not Benavidez, it ain't.
It's not Jamal. No, because we know the money's not there. That was what I think lost the fight for Jamal in the first place. Canelo's not coming off of the $35 million that he wants guaranteed. He's not coming off of the fight's going to now be pay-per-view throughout Mexico, and I think that's where a lot of these guys now you're starting to get dropped off. Jamal Berlanga is the answer to that problem right there. If Jamal Charlo does not get Canelo next week, say this next week, right? Tomorrow, Monday.
Sure.
They announced Munguia versus Canelo. Eddie Hearn better drop a press release that day about Berlanga wants the motherfucking WBC title, right? He cares about a mandatory. He cares about you want to make money. The biggest money for Jamal Charlo at this point, David Benavidez is gone. He signed to fight at light heavyweight. Edgar Berlanga, New York, under DAZN is the biggest money he's probably going to make right now, right?
Yeah.
That's the fight. It's an absolutely great fight for both of them. Charlo just needs a payday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what? It's a very winnable fight for
I think he'll fight. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's a very winnable fight for Berlanga. You know, I mean, like the inactivity of Charlo, him kind of not really. It doesn't seem as though he's very motivated, to get into the ring. And yeah, granted, you don't always need motivation. You really more so need discipline. But I don't even think he has that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pretty winnable fight for Berlanga. It's not a bad idea. Take someone else's someone who kind of has someone already of a name. Hey, that's not a bad idea.
Discipline has been questioned in Charlo's life recently. If you remember his little incident with the woman.
Sure.
Boxers aren't supposed to do that. Shows no discipline, right? Martial artists aren't supposed to do that, right?
That's the point.
Shows no.
That's the point
shows no discipline.
When you get into combat sports, part of it is avoiding a fight. Like, I mean, obviously not in a combat sport, sense or environment, but outside, you're not supposed to get in fucking fights. That's the whole point. Like, you can fuck someone up pretty bad, so just don't do it. Walk away and everything. That's kind of the point of. That's why they call it a discipline. It's like you have to discipline yourself to not let yourself go in that direction. he doesn't seem to be doing that. You know, if anything, he's looking for fights. You know, it's like, no, bro.
Oh, did you see the drunk call to this social media guy?
It was a podcast or something. I don't even know what the issue was, but my homie sent it to me, and he just like was calling. He was asking for something, but like he was kind of slurring his words, and he wasn't.
Oh, he wanted the bag, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's right. You gotta throw me the bag. He wanted money, man. And the guy's like, the guy starts like name dropping other people he's had on the show. Like, who the fuck is Jamal Charlo? Yeah. Seriously, who are you? You have one title over your shoulder right now. You haven't fought in a world title fight in 3 fucking years. Who do these people think they are? And then when I say that, I just mean the PBC stable. Don't get it all fucking twisted there, people. Jesus. You know I'm talking about the PBC guys. They're stuck in this cloud. You know what I mean?
Al Heyman's puppies.
Like puppets. Exactly, bro. Exactly. He still got that like dream that Al Heyman served him fucking years ago going off somewhere. Like, bro, you're 30. You got nothing. You have nothing. You're in your 30s now. You and your brother are becoming fucking very old. And you guys have gotten nowhere. You made it to like the championship level and then it just flatlined. That's it. It's all they wanted. No, Berlanga's the key. That's his hope. He wants Canelo. He's got to go through Berlanga. If Berlanga wants Canelo, he's got to go through Charlo. It's a great fight for both, and it probably puts them on the radar. At that moment, they will be on the Canelo radar.
And it continues the open communication between, PBC and fucking Matchroom and DAZN or someone else like that. You know, it's
the
like,
PBC needs it.
Yeah,
they need it, Miguel.
They're in trouble, yo. They're in fucking trouble. Did you see there was a PBC card on like fucking YouTube? Did you see that? Like,
oh no.
I was like looking and maybe I misunderstood, but I was going through like my Instagram feed and it showed like some PBC highlight and I was like, what the fuck is this? There was some PBC? Like, what the hell is this? So I didn't look further into it. I'm like, unless I'm completely wrong and it's some old highlight, but it was a recent like post. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm going to see if I can pull it up on my phone. But I saw that and I was like, what was there? And I think like it was a video from YouTube. So I thought to myself, like, I'm not sure I'm understanding this. Was there a PBC card on fucking YouTube or am I tripping? Because like, I don't know. It's like.
And we don't even have to go to the end of that. Let's go into David Benavidez and Tank Davis's next 2 opponents. If you really want to see how good the PBC is doing, let's look at who they have their next 2 faces of boxing. Because really, David Benavidez and Tank Davis are the faces of the fucking PBC. Terrence Crawford is using the PBC. They're working together. Canelo is using the PBC. They're working together. They are not the stable of the PBC. They are not the you know what I'm saying? Like they don't pick up the phone and go, "Hey, L, what are we gonna do?" That's not what's happening there. Well, the other guys, they all have to pick up the phone and ask out what they're doing. So when it comes to that group of men, Gervonta Davis and David Benavidez are the face. Gervonta Davis just came off the biggest selling pay-per-view fight for boxing last year. He's supposed to be the face of boxing. David Benavidez had 2 great fights where everyone was saying he's going to get Canelo next. He's the ghost, and then no one wants to fight him. Munguia dodged him. Canelo dodged him. What is Al Heyman doing with these 2 guys?
not a fucking thing.
What's the opponent? Give me David Benavidez. Golovkin?
Yeah, it's some I can't. It's like Gov something or other. We know who he is because he defeated. He took the belt from Adonis Stevenson some time ago.
We got to give dates. No, hell no, I'm going to this dude.
Well, no, you know what? Because he lost the WBC belt to Beterbiev, so it's recent. If I recall correctly.
We're going to look right now. I'm going to David Benavidez. They don't have it scheduled yet.
No?
No. I thought that fight was already scheduled. All right.
Let me look that shit up because I could have sworn that was already official too.
Well, it's not on Boxing Rec yet. So let me go over here to Adonis because we know Adonis fought him. Superman was his name. Yeah. And his last fight was in 2018. Okay? Adonis Stevenson's last fight was in 2018, bro. And that's the fight that we remember this guy from. That's his big shining moment. Was what, 5 years ago? 6 years ago?
Approaching 6, yeah. Because I want to say he lost his belt to Beterbiev, if I'm not mistaken. He's Ukrainian. Damn, I remember he had Teddy Atlas in his corner. Like, he requested that Teddy Atlas be his trainer. That I remember. So I don't know how if Teddy Atlas is still in the dude's corner or not, but yeah.
So let me set this up. Alexander Gavutkin. Don't hold me to the last name, people. Yeah, you'll fucking see it one day.
Yeah.
21-16, decent record. You're like, you step back and go, wow, that's a good record. Also won a world title. Sounds really good, right? Yeah. Then you scroll down to his record. Arthur Beterbiev took his title in 2019. Okay. So we're going on 3 years, a little over 3 years.
Well, 19, 20, 22, 24.
Wait, it was March 2021. Okay. Yeah, that's 4.
Yeah. That's 2019. That's almost 5 now. Headed towards 5.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 5 fucking years ago, bro. He lost his title, Miguel.
Yeah.
5 years ago. That's a long time, man, in boxing. Yeah. That is a long time. So let's say, well, what's he been doing in those 5 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, his wiki shows he's had a couple of fights, but nobody,
No, hey, Miguel, how about he took a break for 4 years? How about he retired for 4 fucking years? He doesn't fight again until 2023.
Yeah.
That's David.
It must have been.
That's
harsh.
David Bennett. That's the best you can do for him.
Testing the waters of light heavyweight seems like not really going after the big dogs. He's going.
Devin Haney tested the waters by winning a title.
Yeah.
Julio Cesar Chavez tested the waters by winning a title.
Yeah, dude, wouldn't that have been some shit if the Benavidez moves up to 170? Well, I guess we are. I mean, what? Because the thing is,
hey, when Roberto Duran skipped lightweights, did he test for a title before taking on Sugar Ray? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
Right. Well, I mean, but here's the thing: the 2 top light heavyweight guys are taken. You know what I'm saying? They're going to fight in June. So it's like they're going to be unifying all the belts. They're the ones that have all the straps. So it's
are we trying to say that if Canelo says, hey, David, calls him tomorrow and says, hey, David, I'll fight you at super middleweight, David ain't losing the fucking weight to get back to super middleweight?
Yeah, fuck yeah, he is.
He is, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So then he can make a fight with one of the big guys down at super middleweight also. And we don't have to see you against this nobody. Bro, this dude is a fucking nobody.
Have him fight Charlo, avenge his brother's loss, fight fucking Charlo. Like, hey, bro, come on now. The story makes itself. Like, all right, if you ain't fucking fighting Canelo, I'm not fighting Canelo. What, like, why move up to 175? What is that? It does it.
And the brothers, you're absolutely right. It's a great fight.
So it's just like, why not? Like, you would think people will be calling Charlo out like a motherfucker right now, right? Like, forget Canelo. We have a possible fight with Berlanga, a possible fight with Benavidez.
Can we stop with the test thing too? With David Benavidez is supposed to be at the peak of his career. When Oscar moves up, when Manny moves up, these guys aren't testing shit. They're winning fucking titles. They're out there fighting world champions and winning titles. Find a belt and give them a belt, right? Yeah. There's 4 of them in the division. Find an interim belt. Give us something.
There's something regular and a super and a fucking silver. I'm sure you can find some of that stuff. Yeah.
David Morrell is a better fighter today than Alexander Golovkin. Sorry.
We know who he is.
I might say it different every fucking time, people. I'm sorry.
We're going to do our research and figure out how the fuck you actually pronounce it.
Until Jim Lampley teaches me how to say it correctly, I usually always get it wrong. It was always I only trusted Jim. When Jim says something, that's why when Jim said, fuck the Dimitri Andrade, I'm not saying his name that way. I was like, fuck Dimitri Andrade, I'm not saying his name that way either. Lampley is our teacher in this sport, and if what he says goes. But back to Alexander. The Morrell fight's a better fight for David. It's more action-packed. The kid's got a little bit of sizzle. You can probably go to New York and do very good at the little arena there, Mexicans and the Puerto Rican Americans would show up to that fight in New York. There's so much good in boxing that they're not tapping into. These guys, what they don't have is a voice that can sell these fights to them. You're not always going to make fucking 5 million. You're not always going to make, but don't you want to make 2 million this year?
Yeah.
Don't you want to make 3 million this year? And then put yourself in line. Because look, why do we have this loser mentality? I would go into a fight if I'm at the best peak of my career. David Benavidez is undefeated, right? Yeah. He's in the peak of his fucking career. He's the ghost of the division. I don't give a shit who you put in front of me. I'm knocking everybody down. And you should be that guy, because that's what great fighters do. Boxers go undefeated for a very long time, the good ones.
Sure.
Line them up. I'll knock them down. This guy only gives me 2 million. Fuck it. Guess what? In March, we only made 2 million. And then 3 months later, I made 8 million. Right? Yeah, put it together. Right. I made 10 million this year. Like, why aren't we thinking this way?
I think it's just. I think they just don't want to, like, they're taking these like low risk fights, but they're acting as if they're high risk fights.
Yes.
They're acting as if like, oh, I could potentially lose the fight and then maybe lose my shot at Canelo down the line. It's like, no, you're at the fucking peak. You should handle this motherfucker. You should be able to mop the floor with this motherfucker. Like, yeah, sometimes it happens. Guys come out of nowhere and they beat you, but like, know that you're at the fucking peak right now, bro. Like, that should not be happening to you right now. So yeah, it seems as though they all just have this mentality like, oh, I don't want to lose my spot, so I'll wait. It's like, I'll wait it out. Like, wait it out and wait it out. It's like, no, dude, that's not how fucking works. You're basically letting who was it?
They're letting money go. I'm trying to help them financially.
Yeah, and their prime, yo. I recently saw a video of Chris Algieri saying the same shit. He's like, dude, nobody saw me on my prime because I didn't fight though. Whatever fuck reason, a fight fell through or he was injured. He's like, no one saw me fight on my fucking prime because like I passed it for whatever reason or another. I wasn't even in the ring. It's like, yes, it's a very small time window, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't fight the big guns, at least fight somebody and make some sort of fucking money, knowing you're still in your prime. You can mop the floor with these guys, but it's almost as if everyone is scared to lose their spot.
How about this one? Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti were not the best fighters in their fucking division. Yeah. They weren't. But how legendary did they become when them two met in the ring? How much millions did them two make? When they fought in the ring, their 3 fights. Miguel, they made a movie of these two fucks. They weren't the best in their division. They weren't even close.
Oh, fucking Gatti, or not, Ward had like 10 losses or something like that by that point.
Yes.
Like he was already in double digits.
Come on, man. The mentality needs to change. We need to stop with the test thing. David Benavidez, you're past tests. You're supposed to be the test. You're the exam, fuckface. Yeah. Hello? I thought we're gunning to you. Fuck Canelo, too. That's what your mentality should be. Give a shit about respect what he's done. I'm not saying to down the guy, but in your mind, you should already have defeated Canelo 1,000,000 times. You're just waiting it to become reality. Hello? So, no. We need to change the mindset. We need a promoter that can sell these fights to these young men of, you're making millions, man. You can either not fight, like we see Jamal and these guys not fighting, Spence not fighting, Gervonta not fighting. Yeah, he got to fight now. Ryan's on fight number 2, and it's against another star. Yeah. And it should be on pay-per-view. It looks like it's not.
It sounds like it's not.
It should be. It might not, and what a gift to us. What have you done, Tank, since we blessed you with your 1.2 million pay-per-view buys? What the fuck are you giving us? No fights, and then who? Who's he fighting?
Well, so here's the thing. That dude, he maybe I fell
maybe.
And I.
Oh shit! Here we go with the maybe.
Maybe I drank the fucking PBC. I drank the PBC Kool-Aid because this dude is not bad. Frank Martin is not bad.
Frank Martin, right?
Yes.
Okay,
he's not bad. Martin. Like, he's undefeated. He's another southpaw. He has a pretty decent KO to win ratio. So he's not half bad. But again, he's in the PBC stable. They do a pretty solid job of like creating these dudes, building up their undefeated records. In his last 2 fights, he beat 2 undefeated guys. Not that they were on any like high level per se. I don't know if you remember, there's one PBC dude who kind of looks like Muhammad Ali. His name is Michel Rivera, something like that.
Yes.
And he looks like he was. So he was undefeated, and he got smoked by Martin. Martin schooled his ass.
Okay, that dude is a fucking. Hey, listen to me though. That is a Mike Tyson knockout character. That is not a real life boxer.
I guess. Right. I got that. But he was undefeated, and he just took his own.
Hey, that guy. You're talking about the dude that even dressed like Muhammad, right? He had the trunks and come on, this is a fucking joke.
So, but again, he comes off. He's kind of like low key, like the sleeper of the lightweights, because in doing so, he got himself like to the point where he was the mandatory for Shakur. It just negotiations fell through, and he couldn't, for whatever reason. He was basically the mandatory for the WBC belt that I think Shakur ended up getting. So or some fucking belt that Shakur had. But anyway, like, he's on that path, you know what I'm saying? And I think I don't think people are giving him the credit, because like low key, he's kind of a sleeper at lightweight. So it's mildly risky for Tank. I don't hate the fight. I definitely don't like the fact that it's on fucking pay-per-view, because it definitely doesn't deserve that. But I don't hate the fight. Martin ain't bad. Frank Martin is not bad at all. So he's kind of a low-key sleeper.
Miguel,
yes.
With all the options that Tank Davis has, he is the worst fucking fight he can give us. I'm sorry. We got to stop this.
Yeah, he is.
Tank Davis is supposed to be the face of the lightweight division, bro. And he's getting Frank Martin on pay-per-view.
Yeah, on pay-per-view. Yeah. No, I mean, compared to everybody else, I mean, this seems like a fucking whack-ass fight.
When I look up his record, he has no title. He has no ex-champion. No. How did he get a shot at the face?
PBC. He's a PBC guy. He's a PBC dude. That's the only fucking reason, really. It's a in-house. It's the same shit that Floyd said about Tank months ago, years ago. We're gonna keep his fights in-house. All PBC dudes, and that's the direction they're going.
This is why you can't buy it. I won't sell it. I'm not watching it. I give a fuck about his undefeated puff-ass pillow record. Yeah. I looked it up. There's no one on. You can't.
No.
Hey, I watched Berlanga beat up an undefeated guy last night. I come in here talking shit. I got to do it to Tank too. You know what I mean? Everyone's going to get it. You got to put their feet to the fire. You're the fucking face of boxing. You just beat Ryan Garcia. Did he go to jail before or after? Did he just go?
It was after. No, it was after. Because it was like he beat him, and then like literally the same month in April he went to jail. So
he did. So he goes. He gets to go to jail. He comes out of there. He should have had a comeback fight immediately then. But instead, you stay out of boxing for hella long. Now you come back and demand us to pay to watch you fight some dude that is unproven.
Yeah, unheralded.
No way.
Yeah, people.
No way.
I will say this. I think Martin is a live underdog. He's going to be the underdog, but I think he's a live ammo underdog. I think people are probably sleeping on him a little bit.
Is he an Olympian?
No. Not just like, you know.
So what are you going off of, dude?
Champion.
What are you going off of?
What his performances? Like watching him, how he was able to come out of the fight relatively unscathed of his like last two opponents. He's undefeated and a southpaw as well. So he got to the point where he became a mandatory for Shakur, but negotiations when he was good enough to get himself a fight against Shakur. So
what are these interim titles for if these guys don't have to win them to get mandatories? I'm not understanding the interim title anymore. I thought the interim title took the position of the #1 ranking. Because I used to argue, Miguel, it was so awesome. Back in the day, you probably were around this time, when you seen the world champ, HBO used to put world champion. They didn't put WBC and all that. At the beginning, it just said world champion. Then it showed his record on the side, and they'd have him in the little box in the corner doing his thing, right? Yeah. Then on the other guy, it would say the ranking. And that shit used to, in my opinion, looked hard as fuck. It would say #3 ranked in the world, #2, #1. You'd be like, oh, he's fighting the #1 ranked guy in the world. Well, then that got taken away. And we got this WBC interim title.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, this means he's the #1 fighter in the world. We're naming guys that are supposedly mandatories, and they don't have interim titles around their waist. How is this happening? And I'm asking, did they? Maybe I missed. Did the boxing community get rid of interim titles? Do they not have them anymore?
Not that I'm aware of, because like I know that they've created an actual super and then like a regular that the WBA does. But as far as I understand it, I think they still do interims. I'm fairly certain they do. But
I will look into that. I'm going to be a good reporter for you guys, and I'm going to look into that, and I'll bring that information back. I don't want to do it on the show.
Sure.
Because I don't like bullshit news, and we can't allow the PBC Ellerby, being one of the biggest bullshitters out there, to be like, oh yeah, this is an interim fight when this is a number one ranked, and all the guys will be like, oh yeah, number one ranked, all on their fucking social media, not even paying attention. Did you look what interim title did he win to make him the fucking number one ranked? Who did he go through? Because when I look at it, come on. See, it's what I hate doing on the show.
The internet stops working when you want it to.
Michael Rivera.
Yeah, that's the dude. That's the guy who looks like Mom.
It was at the Cosmopolitan, Las Vegas. There's no title attached. It's just an opponent. The other guy back at the Cosmopolitan, there's no title attached. It's just an opponent. I don't understand where he got his rankings from. Were these guys ranked? I thought you had to have the number one ranking to be mandatory is what I'm fucking saying. So I'm going to look into why we're calling this guy the mandatory, and all of them really, because sometimes it just looks weird. I'm kind of lost in boxing right now. I thought that's why we brought in those other titles. But whatever the case, it shows you where the PBC is at. There are two faces, you guys. This is not a coincidence that they're fighting fucking nobodies. Fucking David Benavidez is fighting a fucking nobody, and Tank Davis is fighting a guy that is a live underdog because of his skills. But market, what are they giving him? $100,000
or unheralded? Really, his record. I mean, for that matter.
But I mean, seriously, what are they giving him as far as a wage? This is what they told him. What we're paying you is you get the platform of fighting Tank. I know that's how they sold it to him.
And if the pay-per-view sell, maybe you'll get a cut of that.
They'll give him a percentage, but it's not going to be big, bro. You're a nobody. I'm going to tell you right now. You guys think I'm fucking mean? Can you imagine how Leonard Ellerby and Floyd Mayweather and Al Heyman are behind the scenes talking to these dudes? Nigga, Floyd's like, you know what I used to do? You know who I am? Motherfucker, you ain't shit. And then you got Leonard like, yeah, you ain't Floyd, motherfucker. Know they are. You know they're dictating those conversations with that kind of talk, bro. How you going to ask for $500,000? You ain't never fought for $100,000. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, it basically just comes down to him being a fucking PBC dude. That ultimately is what it comes down to, and they're gonna. I don't even remember what fucking date, if they even mentioned the date, but I saw it and I was like, okay, from what I've seen, I think he's a live underdog. Whether or not he actually wins, that remains to be seen. He is another southpaw, so a southpaw against southpaw is going to be a little more complicated. So there's something there. There's something there. I am not going to pay no goddamn pay-per-view for this shit.
No way, man. No way.
This is not the kind of fight that needs to be on pay-per-view at all. Like who would, knowing who, or not knowing, Martin, not knowing who else he fucking fought him. I want to say maybe he's headlined a couple of Showtime fights, but other than that, like, that's pretty much it. For him to be now on pay-per-view, it's just another fucking Rolando shit. It's just another Rolando fight. It's pretty much ultimately is what it's going to come down to. So, that does kind of suck. I was hoping, compared to everybody else, the other options on lightweight, he went with like the fucking weakest nobody.
And isn't it funny how they have silenced the media so much you don't even hear people talking about the platform of the Amazon deal? Bro, where are the dates for the boxing series?
Yeah.
There are none.
We're at ending the second month of 2024 and nothing yet.
There's nothing yet. I think this is a pay-to-see platform, man. We're kind of fucked with. Like, look, I love Terrence Crawford. I love a lot of these dudes. I love boxing, bro. What the fuck? Sure. Not even these guys individually. I love the sport. I will pay for fights. I've been paying for fights my whole fucking life. But you got to give me something I want to see, man. I'm not a fan to just one individual like I was to Chavez. Those days are over, right? The Pacquiao days, the De La Hoya days, the Roy Jones days, the Floyd, even though he wasn't really on pay-per-view, but the Floyd days, all these days are over. They're right now. They need to get people interested in the sport again, and the way you do that is making the best fights possible and getting these guys in the ring. Berlanga, Charlo, Benavidez, these guys need to start. Munguia, at least Munguia is getting Canelo, but he should have fought in one of those dudes a long time ago, his damn self. Like,
yeah, he's already like 40 wins, right? At this point,
yes.
It's like, how the hell do you get 40 wins and not face any one of those dudes?
Is he a 3-time WBO champ?
Yeah, I don't know. 154, I don't even know if he got one at 160. He's at 160. I don't fucking know. They're giving him belts just because at this point, really. But yeah, I don't know. You know, it's funny that you mentioned Roy Jones, because even when Roy would fight on HBO, but when there was an admirable fucking fight, like when he fought Tarver, then it's pay-per-view. Even his
James
comeback
Toney.
fight. Yeah,
James
even
Toney was pay-per-view.
His comeback fight after losing to Tarver when he lost to fucking Glenn Johnson, I think that was even on HBO. It's like that was his comeback fight against somebody lesser known, and it wasn't pay-per-view. It's like you have to go that route, man. They
were smarter men. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
These guys are so entitled to this Floyd Mayweather payout. It's really hurt them financially, in my opinion. My God, I'm only outside looking in, but the numbers don't add up. They really don't. Their buy rates don't add up. Jamal Charlo and Caleb Plandem don't look like they made a dime back when they did their pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the numbers are so low, and you're supposed to be paying these guys millions is what they're saying. I don't believe it, but that's what they're saying.
Is there a possibility, do you think, that now fighters are going to start either not signing with Al or leaving Al altogether? Because like if they're going to go down this like rabbit hole of fucking pay-per-view fights on Amazon, and that's no guaranteed money, it's just like, well, I guess based off of whatever, do you think there's going to be more hesitation on fighters and to sign with Al, and even to the point where guys who are already with PBC and Al end up booking it?
Boxing is very limited, right? So as long as De La Hoya, Eddie, and Top Rank don't sign the guy, I think Al's always going to have an avenue to get fighters.
Okay.
The thing is, in the next Olympics, what's the next? Where's De La Hoya? Where's Floyd? Where's Roy? Where's Maldrick Taylor? Where's Evander? Where's those next guys going? Purnell, exactly. Yeah. Where are those guys going next? We haven't seen Al land any of them. And they've been, Stevenson was really good. Sure. Where's he at? You know what I'm saying? He's over at Top Rank, right?
Rank, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cortez, is that his name? The heavyweight kid from Southern California.
Yes, with the frizzy hair.
Yes, yes.
Damn it, fuck yeah,
but he's with Top Rank.
Yeah, he's with Top Rank. I'm trying to remember his name off it. Yeah. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm forgetting his name, but I'm picturing the heavyweight. Yeah,
I know. I even have him on social media. Damn it, he's got the little porn stash.
Torres,
Richard Torres.
Yes,
Richard Torres, right? Yeah, fucking awesome. He got the little 80s porn stash going on.
Yeah.
Bow chicka wow wow.
And he's even got the fucking like 70s hair. He's like a 70s fucking porn star.
He's another guy. If you follow him on social media, he's pretty funny. He's got a lot of funny reels. He does pretty good. But they've seemed to have signed with Top Rank, the big dogs, right?
Yeah.
I can't really think of Devin Haney, Telefimo Lopez. They talk about their amateur career. They're all not with L.
Keyshawn Davis, Olympic star, right? Directly.
Yes.
Aram knows what he's doing. Aaron knows what the fuck he's doing. He's been around for a fucking long time. You know what I'm saying? He knows to get those fucking stars early.
Yeah. So until Al signs one of them, no. Al ripped off a generation of boxers because of Floyd. He ripped off Golden Boy and he ripped off HBO. Al Heyman ripped them off. Floyd did not like Bob Arum. Floyd did not like Oscar De La Hoya, and he put all of his career on Al Heyman's back when it was a lie. It was an absolute lie. We all know that Oscar De La Hoya's fight with Floyd Mayweather is what made Floyd Mayweather, not the fact that Al Heyman signed the fucking contract. Okay? If it was Floyd's way, he would have fought Oscar 5 years before that and probably lost the fight and never even been Floyd Mayweather. So if Al Heyman stopped you from, and we know it's not Al, because that's why he hated Bob, because Bob didn't give him De La Hoya when he wanted him. That was what the whole beef was. So we know it wasn't L stopping that fight. It was Bob Arum, and that's what pissed Floyd off. And then Bob Arum, I mean, what the fuck? He was overpaying Floyd his whole beginning of 30 fights of his career. He's being overpaid.
Yeah.
Bob knew he was going to be the man one day. That's why he didn't want you to fight Oscar. You're not ready. You know what I mean? But you'll be ready. Just bear with me. And Floyd leaves him before he actually got to pay Bob Arum back for building his career. So Floyd had a lot of hate for them, puts it all on Al. Al then goes and gets this investors to make it think like he's the next fucking Don King.
Yeah.
And then there it is, man. It's a very good deal Al Heyman did. He's a good businessman. He's not a good boxing man at all, in my opinion. Not good. Listen, even the fighters before, Vernon Forrest. You know what Vernon Forrest's biggest fucking legacy is? He never fought any of the bigger names. De La Hoya, Trinidad, Whitaker.
He got Mosley. No, wasn't Mosley's only the only Mayorga.
Vernon Forrest is in the rankings for fucking 10 years before the Mosley fight, bro. Seriously. He doesn't fight. He doesn't get any shot, Vernon Forrest. Years he's sitting there. Paul Williams, years he's sitting there. What the fuck? Why didn't Paul Williams ever get Floyd? Why didn't he ever get Floyd? Listen, Bob, and who is it? He had one other guy early on in his career, and it's like, why does everyone talk about it like he made these guys fucking millionaires? They weren't millionaires. Vernon Forrest was not a millionaire. He had one fight, the Mosley fight. Yippity doo. You know what I mean? But he should have fought an Oscar. He should have fought Trinidad. Ike Cortez, Pernell Whitaker. These were great names back then. Mm-hmm. So, Al Heyman, good businessman, not a good boxing guy in my opinion.
The results speak for themselves. You know, the results speak for themselves regardless.
Yes. Yeah, his pay-per-view buys suck. The PBC as a stable sucks. They've generated nothing. They really haven't. His biggest fights are with his fighters fighting across the table when he had all the money. He had $750 million fucking dollars and couldn't make a great fight.
Yeah. No, the majority, like right offhand that I can think of that even came close were just basically when he had the welterweight division on fucking hostage with Thurman and Porter and fucking Spence and
none of those, none of them ever did views.
None of them.
You know what all those fights are like? Israel Vazquez versus Rafael Marquez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all great fights. You can watch them, but no one gave a damn about them when they went on. Shit, those fights were free on Fox, and we didn't even hear any record numbers. There was no 30 million tuned in, 40 million, dude. When Mike Tyson fought on Fox, bro. It was something like 47. Do you remember that? Like 40-something million TVs tuned in to watch that fight.
And Buster Mathis Jr.
Yes.
Hell yeah, dude.
Those are the numbers. They announce the numbers. When you move the needle, they will announce the numbers.
They'll let you know. Fuck yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I'm very nervous about PBC's deal with Amazon. I'm going to keep saying it until someone proves us wrong, and it just doesn't. I mean, it ain't even just us. Bob and fucking Oscar said it first, and they didn't correct them. So I don't think we're going to be corrected anytime soon. I'm not happy about Tank Davis's comeback fight. He's way farther than this. This guy's he's supposed to be on a pay-per-view run against other champions. Hello? Where are the other champions at? Where the fuck is Stevenson at?
Yeah, he's taking his reason. He faked retired or something, but he ain't going nowhere. He's still around.
I'm just saying, in the old days, right? These two guys are in the same division. Dude, you know how big that fight would be in our community?
Yeah. That would be legit as fuck, right?
It'd be a fucking great fight, man.
It'd be great, yeah. And you know what's funny? Like people, and I've heard this before. I've heard it around the boxing, community circle. That granted, he's not the best, Ryan Garcia. I'm talking about, but he's making the fights. He's making them happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
That's
like,
right.
Fuck.
Good segue, dude.
If nothing else, he's fighting the guys. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting fucking Tank. He made the fucking fight. Yeah, maybe not right. You know? Yeah. And then with everything.
Miguel. He might have regretted making the fight in the ring. Go ahead.
Exactly. His fucking liver regretted that they signed that fucking contract, right? That hydration clause. But he made it happen. And now we have him and fucking Haney, and that's segueing on to fucking Ryan and Haney. Word was originally that the fight was going to take place in Las Vegas, most likely here in Las Vegas, most likely T-Mobile Arena. Now it's going to Barclay, which I actually have visited back in 2018, April of 2018. I went to a UFC card up there in the Barclay Center. It's a sweet ass fucking arena. It's relatively new, of course, compared to other arenas. So it's a pretty dope ass arena. But I mean, New York, really?
It doesn't belong there.
It doesn't belong there. It doesn't belong there. Fucking, we know Haney here, Vegas, Southern California with fucking Ryan or where the fuck hell, even, he's with Derek James now, right? In Texas. Go to Texas. Yes. Cool. Maybe that makes more sense, Texas. But New York, like that, it irked me seeing that because it reminded me of the fucking whack ass PBC. Always going back to New York, always going back to Barclay, always going back to those fucking arenas. Like, no, why? It doesn't belong up there. So, is there? And every which way, everywhere I've seen it, besides Ryan, because Ryan is the one that did say it's going to be in Vegas. I'm gonna try to make it in Vegas, and I'm gonna try to. I think he said like I'm gonna try to bring it back to Vegas, something like that. Like as if somebody had already told him, like, dude, it's gonna be in fucking New York. So as of right now, all reports are saying that it's gonna be in New York. That kind of blows.
I don't know how much of a say he has in it, for the simple fact that his advisor likes the Barclays Center, right? It very well could have been the advisor that got the fight over there and not had anything to do. Eddie Hearn, I don't think he gives a shit where he put, he put fucking Garcia in Fresno, didn't he? Takes him out of a huge ass market where the man's from, Southern California, and brings him to Central California to some fucking obscure minor league baseball arena.
It was like a ranch or something. I don't know what the hell it was. He comes out fucking, Mikey comes out in that truck bed like he's like some sort of old school fucking like strawberry picker shit. It's like, what the fuck? That's not your damn.
I'm dead serious. It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday evening, bro. I get there. The place is like a ghost town. I mean, like everybody was at the arena, but the streets, there's closed signs. All I see is a sporting. There was a horse satellite place open. That was it, man. I walked into there. The streets, Fresno was not live. It was not cracking at all. And there's Garcia fighting down there. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
And so on top of that, I think that's the loss against that Sandor.
Sandor. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, sir. We look at Ryan. He's writing big checks. I don't know if he can cash them, but he's definitely writing them, and I like that about the kid. He's a little corny. I'd said this before, and I'm going to stick with it. He needs to really pick a side. You talk about God, and then you call Devin Haney a pimp, and you're pimping your son.
Bill Haney,
excuse me.
Yeah.
Calls Devin a bitch online. He's acting like the punk, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way. He's acting like the bad guy. He's trying to take the bad guy the role, right?
Sure.
But then the next day you want to go to a shoe store and buy shoes for the entire store.
Yeah. He tries to be Robin Hood all of a sudden. It's like,
it's like
it's one or the other, bro.
Yeah. When he had the gold chain and like a royal hat, and then says, I want to give this to this fight to the Jesus Lord and Savior, is like, well, then take off you're not a king, then take that off. Stop calling yourself a king. He's just really weird. He's really confused. But then he did something else that I think is really going to hurt us. And if Mr. White isn't all over this call out, he's more scared of boxers than I ever gave him credit for.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. Ryan Garcia calling out whoever the fucking dude. I don't know who that fucking dude is.
Sean O'Malley. He's
O'Malley.
He's a 135-pound champ in the UFC. Next week he's going to defend his belt against a guy who previously beat him. So yeah, Sean O'Malley. He's the Sugar. His name is like Sugar, like the Sugar Show.
Okay.
But he looks like a clown, but relatively legit because he's a champ, right? Whatever.
Dana ain't gonna ever have it any better. He ain't gonna have it any better than this matchup.
No, probably not, huh? Probably not.
You have a YouTube kid who's not really proven in the boxing ring, proclaiming he's a boxer, selling it as he's a boxer. Everyone kind of believes him he's a boxer.
Not if you see his jump roping, but okay.
Yeah. Not if you've seen his fight with not if you've seen the body shot he took from Tank to put him down.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Like, why isn't Dana signing this yesterday?
Yeah.
At least coming out and going, you know what, you little son of a bitch? I'll take you up on your offer. What's your price?
Yeah, because he wasn't saying, "Oh yeah, I'll whoop his ass in boxing." He's like, "No, I'll go
dude.
into the
I'll
fucking
go to the
cage."
yeah, dude.
Like,
He's fucking
dude. He's being served up on a fucking silver platter to Dana, yo. Dana should just fucking like capitalize, be like, "Sean, fuck that other fool. We're fucking, March."
Ryan don't look like he has the mentality for a ground and pound, bro. He doesn't look like it.
One elbow, dude. One leg kick. That heel fit.
No, just tackle him. I think you just tackle him. He'll be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" He's gonna be like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" Terrence Crawford, Vasily Lomachenko, Gennady Golovkin. These guys seem like they would be into some little, we all know the wrestlers and all. Yeah, they'll grapple with you. Fuck out of here.
They're rugged guys. This is not a rugged guy at all.
Ryan Garcia does not look like he wants anything to do with that ground and that ground game. Dana, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I've been waiting for Dana to pull the trigger, like legit, on this argument that we've been going through for 20-something fucking years.
Yeah.
I don't. To me, it's a no-brainer. So look, hey, but I like the kid. The kid's got balls, or he's just crazy upstairs.
One or the other. Yeah. I mean, in either case, it's entertaining as fuck for us to see what is going to come out next. And let's hope that. I mean, when I saw that it was originally going to be in Vegas, I was like, oh, cool, fuck yeah, I'm down with that, right? I don't know whose call that was to go to fucking New York, but terrible fucking idea to go to fucking New York. There's no fucking way. Like, it doesn't belong in there. Or even like Barclay, go to MSG at least fucking go to Madison Square Garden. Don't go to fucking Barclays Center. Yes, it's probably, I want to say Barclays is slightly bigger than MSG, so maybe they're anticipating, more ticket sales, maybe a sellout fucking crowd, I don't know. But, there's more money to be made there, I assume. I'm not sure how much bigger it is, or smaller for that matter, than MSG. But dude, MSG is iconic. It's the boxing mecca. Do it there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a bad idea altogether. It's a stupid thing to go there.
Okay, I do believe what Devin Haney is saying, though, and I think we need to bring that up. Devin tweeted out about the Canelo tickets, man. Canelo's selling his tickets for May. They're fighting on April 20th.
Wait, I don't get it. So Canelo's doing
Devin Haney's saying the fight got moved to New York because of Canelo fighting in Vegas in May, and that makes sense.
So it's too close in proximity to one another,
or what? Yes. Yes,
okay.
That's what Devin, and that kind of makes sense. Look, they all know Canelo's not the biggest draw by, just on any given day. You might not want to attach a super fight 2 weeks before his fight in that city.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if the opponent isn't great, and Munguia brings out some Mexicans, I don't know if Munguia is bringing out the boxing community to Vegas's price range, right? So you put Devin versus Ryan 2 weeks before, you might have guys going, hey, I'm going to go to that fight. And so we'll have all these pictures of all these stars showing up in Vegas for that fight. And then 2 weeks later, the face of boxing is, crickets.
Yeah. No, yeah, dude. Because, I mean, like, realistically, Haney lives here in Vegas. So it's like he's going to have, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I don't remember where the fuck Ryan's from. I think he's from California, right? LA,
yeah, so Southern California.
Like, it's within driving distance. It's like, maybe I don't know, Canelo, I mean, fucking Munguia from Tijuana or whatever the shit, like, yeah, maybe that will help too, but I don't know. I think they probably had dropped the ball in this one. They should have at least tried, and especially if it's before. You know what I'm saying? Like if they do it immediately after, like let's say, the next weekend after Cinco de Mayo weekend, that's like, all right, I get it. But they're doing it in April. They're doing it before. They're basically stealing, or could potentially steal Canelo's thunder
Pay-per-view
by doing it before the fucking not after. What the fuck?
Yeah, and not only that, the price for Canelo's pretty hefty. We know Vegas, they haven't been doing great, right? Wynn is doing great. Caesars is like fucking almost gonna fail.
Yeah.
The people that bought the A's, that's in question now. Now that it seems like the guys that want to do the A's ballpark are broke. They don't have money. So they don't even know if that plan's going through. I guess they're still blowing up Tropicana. Yeah, they're going to blow it up still. But if they don't have a final deal with the A's, don't be surprised if the Tropicana isn't another resort here in 10 years, another casino, because the land for around that Raiders stadium, everyone's seen what the F1 races did. Everyone's seen what the Super Bowl did. It had a lot of, I think they said 330,000 people went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, shit.
330,000, bro.
Yeah.
You know that the casinos are like, I think we could build another one.
Yeah. Yeah. And the location, that intersection of Tropicana and fucking Las Vegas Boulevard, dude, Trop has been there for fucking ever. You know what I'm saying? Like there's on one side there's the MGM, on the other side there's the New York, on the other
down
corner,
the street, Mandalay.
Yeah.
Down the street.
Further
is
down
the Raiders Stadium.
Yeah, so it's like that's prime real estate right there, dude. Like, I mean, that's why they wanted to do the stadium there. But
no, but the ballpark.
If it falls through, it's gonna be something else. It's gonna be taken up by something else. That's like prime real estate. Yeah,
it's gonna be a casino. I don't think the ballpark was even gonna pay as much money as the casino will for that land, square footage wise. You watch, because the ballpark, they wanted all these to be subsidized. They want all this free money from everywhere. These other guys come in with their own cash, right, and just build.
Sure. Yeah, they bankroll themselves.
So and football is king, right? Football's already established in Las Vegas with the Raiders there.
Sure.
So it doesn't look good for the A's. Now, I don't know the future, but I'm just saying, dude, the mayor told them to stay in fucking Oakland. Did you see that one?
No.
The mayor of Las Vegas told them they should find a way to stay in Oakland. That's not good. That definitely wasn't being told to Mark.
No, that's not a good sign.
They were like, here's $750 million. Come to our state. The A's are like, you should find a way.
Yeah. The mayor was like, you should renegotiate and see if you can find it. Just saying, have that backup. Like, we'll be your backup, but that'll be your first plan.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with the A's over there in Vegas. Did that affect the Canelo paying so much money to get Canelo there? Did they not have enough money? Did the casinos go, no, we don't need Haney, Garcia? Look, Haney's good. He's not a great marketable fighter at this point, right? That could have had some play in it. And the fact that, Garcia is maybe a fabricated numbers online. Maybe he doesn't draw as much people to Las Vegas as Las Vegas would like to see, right? They don't give a shit about your YouTube hits. They want to know how many people came to watch you fight Tank Davis, right? So I think that's a little eye-opening that Ryan Garcia is not fighting in Vegas in his second fight when his first one was so big with Tank.
Yeah. And not on pay-per-view. What the fuck is that about? And I keep saying this, and maybe, we'll have to do our research and make whoever, if you
not a bad thing.
Well, yeah. No, I get that. Okay. But like, if you guys are watching, what the fuck does DAZN Worldwide mean? Like, is that because I see it on, Fury and fucking not Fury, I'm sorry, AJ and fucking Ngannou. I see it there, and I'm like, DAZN, and I don't understand that. Like, that doesn't fucking make any sense. And I've seen it now with Haney and Ryan. It says DAZN Worldwide. So I'm like, is that their pay-per-view branch? What the fuck? It's because I've never heard it ever described as DAZN Worldwide. I just heard it as DAZN. It's DAZN. Cool. So if it's live on DAZN, cool. Then I know I got the fucking app. But is it a pay-per-view type of platform, or I don't understand, or is it subscription based? That
I
that's weird.
have seen Ngannou and AJ with pay-per-view DAZN on it, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I literally and I thought of you always saying that. I have still yet to see the Haney versus Garcia that says pay-per-view. I do not think it's on pay-per-view.
It said worldwide, so I'm like, okay, that sounds like all right. Every spot that is streaming, exactly. Who's already got the subscription, so I was like, all right, well, I guess they're gonna go with. I mean, because I would pay for for fucking Haney and Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would make. I don't know if it'd do 1.2 or 1.4 million, whatever the fuck it was with Tank, but it'd be up there. Maybe it'd be the 800K, 900K mark. That's pretty significant.
Maybe they're a little bit scared. You know what? How do you know? What if it's a great move if Oscar and Bernard decided to keep him off? Let Tanks bomb, right? If Ryan beats Haney, do you know what his next fight on pay-per-view is gonna do? And then if they have to rematch Tank, they'll be like, "Look, your pay-per-view with your Frank Warren or whatever the fuck that guy's name was." Dog shit. Frank Martin.
Yeah.
I said Frank Warren.
wrong sport.
Yeah, my bad. It was dog shit. Look at what our guy's doing with his pay-per-view. So it's actually, they probably didn't want to be the first ones back on pay-per-view. Let's see what Tank does on his own. And then maybe that's the approach I'm saying is what they took there, which is it's good because if you bring Devin Haney and Garcia and it only does 200,000, the field day that Ellerby, Tank, and Floyd are going to have with Ryan online. And I don't know because I guess Ryan is blowing Floyd now behind the scenes, but you know what I'm saying. If they wanted to throw him under the bus.
Floyd
if they wanted to throw him under the bus, it's right there.
And they will. They're gonna, of course, especially if it ends up bombing. Floyd is just there to drive a wedge between Ryan and fucking Oscar. That's all he's there for. So he doesn't give two fucks. In a second, he will throw Ryan under the bus real quick and be like, yeah, that's what the fuck. There's your superstar, megastar. Our guy does whatever. You can see the pay-per-view differences, but that kind of surprised me. It doesn't look like it's pay-per-view, so. All right, cool. I mean, I already got the subscription, right? So good enough for me. And hopefully,
it's the best fight DAZN might have given their subscribers since being in existence. Seriously.
Yeah.
AJ's fights were all fucking comeback fights, basically. Doesn't have too many great fights on DAZN. Canelo went on a fucking white boy beatdown. No one gave a shit about any of those UK guys. This could possibly be the best fight they've given their subscribers in how many years?
Yeah. No, I mean, like Triple G Canelo 3 was
pay-per-view.
It was pay-per-view, but I mean, even that didn't do all that great.
No, I'm Miguel. I'm talking about this is just regular DAZN. If it's this might be the best fight they've given us in 5 years.
Yeah, because it doesn't rank up there, but as far as like what it delivered, Cambosos and Lopez was pretty spot on. That was on DAZN, but that as far as magnitude or high profile, not even fucking close.
Not even close, but that's a good one. But I still, I think this one, Devin Haney and Garcia have the potential of trumping it. Like, this has a potential. Devin Haney's potentially going to be a great fighter one day. This fight right here is potentially bigger than that. So it's just weird. But that is a good one. Cambosos Lopez, he said.
Yeah, Teofimo Lopez, because that was when Lopez wanted more money, and DAZN was like, yeah, sure, we'll give you, whatever.
Yeah.
Quick question to touch up on what you mentioned earlier. Is Dana waiting? Is he waiting until Ryan gets fucking smoked by Haney so he can lowball him coming into the UFC?
It doesn't matter. Oh. See, this is where maybe I'm a bad promoter, but I thought you were really confident in this Sean O'Malley guy on defeating any boxer. Boxers suck.
Well,
they're all one-dimensional.
In the sense that he's gonna fork up the cash. Like he's like, all right, this dude sells a lot of fucking pay-per-view buys or whatever in Ryan, and his stock drops.
Then do it first. Then do it right now. You tell Ryan you want to put the pressure on Ryan. Go, hey Ryan, I'll fucking give you $50 million. I'll give you the same price you're making to fight Devin Haney, to fight Sean O'Malley in the octagon. But if you lose, you're only gonna get da-da, right? Don't lose, fucker, and then hang up the tweet. Hang up the tweet. I don't even know. Stop the tweet, kill the tweet,
we
whatever.
still do this, even though it doesn't sponsor us.
Stop the video. Hit stop.
Yeah. Like, stop the tape. Stop the cassette tape. Like, no. We don't.
I can't wait to do a video like that.
Yeah. It's like, stop the recording. Like, stop the recording. Like, no. It's the wrong camera. Yeah. Well, I just thought like maybe him coming off of a loss will allow him to maybe lowball him and be like, you still want to do this, but you just fucking lost, so I ain't giving you no goddamn 30 million. Like, I'm giving you 5.
We don't. First off, I don't think he should fight Ryan if he loses, because Ryan's going to turn into a model overnight. If Ryan Garcia loses to Devin Haney, we know how the boxing world is, man.
What do you mean if?
You know what I'm. Hey, he's got speed. He's got a punch. So we'll see how it goes. But if he loses, he literally turns into the Instagram fighter. He will no longer be really. It happened to Miguel Cotto. And Miguel Cotto is 10 times the man that Ryan Garcia was in the ring. You know what I mean? And dude, after Cotto's second defeat, people were like, "Yeah, he's done, bro. He's done. He needs to retire." Dude, they watched him quit against Margarito. They were calling for it. That's it. He's old. He's too old. You see him take that knee? It's like, bro, what the fuck is his kid was?
Did you see his face?
Yeah,
the fucker was spitting out fucking blood. Dude, did you see the package that HBO did at the very end, the slow motion when he was walking back to his corner after Evangelista, his pops was like fucking calling it off? Dude, he was like walking right, and he just like spit out some blood, but like like the way we have people spit out just kind of thing, right? And he was walking to his corner, and they put it in slow motion. Dude, that shit looked. I was like, oh my gosh, he got beat the fuck. And mind you, we were watching on pay-per-view. I was rooting for Margarito, of course. Like we're gonna work for the Mexican dude, and it ended up winning. But oh man, his face got fucked up. It's like, dude, compare that to anybody else quitting. If anybody has, if you want to use the word quitting, but if anybody has a right to fucking throw in the towel, it was Cotto in that ass whooping, because that was rather, loaded gloves or not, whatever.
And now we know that it probably was loaded. Yeah.
But it hit Margarito's chin wasn't loaded, and he took every fucking one of the shots. So yeah, maybe his punches did a lot more because they were loaded wraps or whatever the fuck. But he still took the fucking punches. Cotto still landed all the shots and couldn't stop him. But anyway. But yeah, I hear you saying
So I don't think Dana wants him to lose. It's not a great fight if he loses.
All right.
If he wins the fight, dude, this is everything Dana's ever wanted. Look, Dana's only been challenged by men so far. Mike Tyson, Vitaly Klitschko, Manny Pacquiao. Who else did we have? Even Kermit Cintrone. Kermit Cintrone challenged the UFC when he was undefeated, not after Margarito destroyed his career. But undefeated, Kermit Cintrone, I guess, was a 2-time NCAA wrestling champ, bro.
Yeah, he wrestled before, yeah.
Dude's got skills on the ground. Like, he was ready. You know what I'm saying? So Dana was like, no. I think he called out Matt Sierra. At that time, Matt Sierra was the welterweight champ. Then you had Vasily Lomachenko say he would do this. These guys are like badass dudes. Then you got Ryan Garcia. Hey, now we need to send Dana the jump rope video. You need to say, I'm telling you, you might sign the fight just off of the jump rope video, Dana. Here. Yeah. If I was this, I'd be like, look at this.
Yeah.
And just, sure you don't want to do this right now?
We should screenshot the fucking conversation, the tweets between O'Malley and fucking Ryan, and be like, look, all right, now look at this video. What do you think? I'll pitch him the idea. Give me a cut. I'll put the fight together. But you can take the majority of it. Oh.
They've argued that point too long. Even Terrence Crawford Terrence upset at me. You see that interview where Terrence is like, "Oh, it's totally wrestling. They would just take you down. A boxer can't do anything." I was like, "Geez, Terrence, just no faith in your skills at all, huh? Just take me down and I'm a piece of shit, man. I ain't shit cracking down there." It's like, I think Terrence just don't want to do it. He was like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just give it to you guys and leave me out of that octagon conversation.
I'm chasing Canelo paycheck over here. Fuck, yo, I don't want to get no elbow to my goddamn I socket while I'm on my back. No, thank you.
Fucking knee in the head.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're fucking dropping elbows on like my goddamn thigh. Like, no, I'll pass. I'd rather fucking run. All right. Well, I think we got through the majority of our.
That should be it.
Yeah. I think we got most of our stories out there. Unless there was anything else that you might have in mind, I think pretty much that was it, no?
Yeah, I think that's it, man. We got some good things coming up. Good news. Hopefully we get the confirmation for Canelo here this week. Devin Haney versus Garcia. That's a drama show, so we'll have an update on that next week. Where the fight's gonna be. Bill Haney and Ryan going back and forth. So yeah, we got a lot of good things happening in boxing. And the platform. The mystery of the PBC platform continues. 2 more fights announced, both pay-per-views. 3 fights total, all pay-per-views.
Yikes!
It's a terrible.
That's a recipe for disaster, and I'm looking forward to seeing the train wreck. It's because it's gonna fucking wreck, yo. It's gonna wreck. People are gonna be like, "This
Poor
is
Raleigh."
I know, right?
I hope Raleigh gets paid, bro. Can you imagine if the kid
that clip of him is not gonna age well at all.
Why do you guys think I'm stupid for taking less money and fighting a harder opponent?
Yeah. It's like, what did those pay-per-view numbers end up being? And you weren't even the main event on that one, bro. What did the pay-per-views do? All right.
Stretchy time. Oh, yeah. I'm out of the camera.
Oh, you're out of the camera. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us and hearing us ramble about the boxing's info. Not much. We'll be back next week, of course, as we generally are. Looking forward to hearing some more info with this Canelo saga. Anything else, we will make sure to get back to you real soon. So thank you all so much for for joining us and listening to us ramble a little bit longer. We will be next week. Be back next week, and hopefully you join us for that as well. Y'all have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you guys next week.